So I just got done watching the Kardashians or whatever, the show with the Kardashians on it. And I was just watching the episode where, what's his name? Tristan Thompson. He was talking to Courtney. He was talking about how he was talking about how in his childhood he never like saw an example of a good man. All the men in his family never treated women well. They were just they just weren't good to the women. It's like, especially his mother. He's talking about his father and how his father was not good to his mother, and he would just watch her as a child take it and accept it. And when he would ask if she was okay and if she was fine, she'd be like, I'm okay. And she would, like, he never saw her in pain and things. Just talking a bunch of nonsense. And I'm glad, and I looked at Chloe and I was paying attention, I mean, not Chloe, Courtney, and I was paying attention to like her stance and how she was looking at him and everything. And I could tell that she could see straight through the bullshit. Like, she could see that he was talking just a bunch of nonsense. Because what are you really talking about? And what I mean, he was talking about this because he was explaining, basically making that an excuse for him cheating on Chloe. Sir, what are you talking about? I know you're not gonna sit up here and blame your parents for your actions as a grown-ass man. There's no way. You see, it is not fair. It is not fair to be treated as a kid, or to see, like, as a kid, it's not okay. It's not cool that you weren't able to see real love, or you weren't, nobody ever gave you never saw any real examples of real love growing up, or you weren't showed, the right affection, or just those people that were supposed to implant certain morals into you didn't do right by you, or you just didn't see it. That's not okay, and that's unfair. But at the end of the day, we as people know right from wrong, and it doesn't matter. Either you are going to become a product of your environment, a product of your upbringing, or you're going to change and you're going to become a better person. There's no in between. Like, and you can't blame that on your family. You can't blame that on your mother, on your father, on nobody but yourself. Yes, it is unfair that you did not get to see these things growing up, or you did not get to understand or learn the correct things, but it's your responsibility. This is your life. It's your responsibility as an adult to learn the right way, learn how to love, learn, get up about yourself, have the right morals, standards about yourself. That is on you. We cannot be, that is like me saying, okay, so an example would be my father. He was someone who he left us, he abandoned us when we were children. He went to jail, he has anger issues. He beats on women. He literally pistol whipped his girlfriend of 11 years, doing stuff like that, hitting on his mother, things like that. Let's just say I were to repeat the cycle, I were to follow in his footsteps, and I started beating on men, I started pistol whipping men, and I'm sitting up here saying, well, it's just because my father, this is all I grew up seeing. All I grew up seeing is him pistol whipping females, him hitting females, him doing this, that, and the third to my mother, him cheating, him whatever he's doing, and I follow in his footsteps, and that is my excuse. Do you know how stupid I sound? Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? We are our own selves. We are our own, people. We cannot be blaming other people for our actions. Like, that's like me, and I have a son, so that's like me deciding to just go and do something crazy and end up going to jail and not being able to take care of my son, and blaming it on my upbringing, blaming it on because I seen, when at the end of the day, we're grown adults. we're all grown. And it's not even just about being grown, because I've spoken to 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-olds, people who know, they know right from wrong. I know literal 6-year-olds who know not to cheat on their partner, not to go and do this, that, and the third to their partner. So if a 6-year-old can understand that, you are damn well sure an adult, you as a grown-ass adult, can understand that you are not supposed to do this, that, and the third. Stop making excuses for yourself and just start doing better. Like, people just don't understand how crazy you sound, trying to justify your actions by blaming it on your past or your upbringing or what you saw. You know right from wrong. You know right from wrong. So either you're going to continue the cycle, you're going to stay in it, or you're going to break the cycle. Period, point blank. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and do the same things that happened to me just because certain things happened to me as a child. I'm not gonna do that to my child, especially if I know that it's wrong. I'm not understanding the logic. Why would I do something to hurt my child if I knew that it hurt me? Why would I do something to hurt my partner when I knew that this certain thing hurt me when it happened to me? It doesn't make sense. It's not adding up, especially with this generation having the judgment or having the perception of we need to hurt others before they hurt us. You're not protecting yourself by doing that. Let me tell you how you protect yourself. You protect yourself by keeping yourself away from low vibrational people. You protect yourself by not allowing yourself to fall in a repeated cycle, whatever the case may be. That's how you protect yourself. You protect yourself by doing better and leaving those people in the past. My father is someone who I love to death. I love him to death. I wish him the best. I want him to be whatever he deems as successful. I want that for him. But at the end of the day, a cycle that I had with him would be that he was someone that no matter what, he would come in and out of my life. He would call me up and he would be like, so I'm confused as to why you cut me off, or I'm confused as to why you haven't been calling me, or why you blocked me and you keep on doing this and yah. And I would explain to him every time his wrongdoings and why how his life wasn't aligning with his morals, whatever the case may be, whatever it wasn't aligning. And every single time I would speak to this man, he would act confused. He would act like he didn't know what I was talking about. He would act like he just oblivious. But that's one thing that I noticed about, and I won't just subjectify or put men in a box, but at the end of the day, this is just my opinion, and the men that I keep encountering in my life, whether it be through friendship, relationships, my father, just men in general. I've met a lot of men to where they like to act confused. They like to act like they don't know what's happening. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what you're speaking about. And my dad, he was someone that he would always compare me to my mother, which there's nothing about, but I'm my own person. I'm Jada. I'm not my mother. And he would do something, but I realized when he would compare me to my mother was when I was saying some real shit, when I was saying real facts, the truth. He would compare me to her, like, no. And then he would always act confused, like he didn't know what I was speaking about. And when men do that, or women, whoever it is, may doing that is called weaponized incompetence, and they know what they're doing. That's manipulation. They're trying to manipulate you because they know exactly what you're talking about. They know exactly what you're speaking about. They just don't want to take responsibility, accountability, none of that. They don't want to do that. So they're going to act dumb. They're going to act oblivious, like they don't know what you're speaking of, and it's just going to keep repeating. They're going to keep coming in your life like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't blah, 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 blah. And it's just going to keep repeating. And those types of people, you need to cut up out of your life, leave them alone, let them be, and love them from a distance, because at the end of the day, I'm not repeating cycles. I can not ever speak to that man again and be okay. Like, literally, he was the same person that had told me when I was younger that he was okay with me not being in his life, with none of us, me and my brothers. He was okay with never seeing us ever again. He would be just fine. And I am too. I'm okay with never seeing that man again and being just fine. I will send him love, send him success, and my blessings to him. I want him to succeed. But at the end of the day, I'm not staying in no toxic cycle with nobody. It does not matter who you are. If I'm not going to stay in a toxic cycle with the person that birthed me, someone who helped make me, why would I stay in a toxic cycle with anyone else? No, like, and what I think that Tristan is doing is, I think that he is trying to keep Chloe in a toxic cycle, and he's speaking, talking about therapy, bringing up therapy, all this stuff. And I don't think that he's going to therapy for the right reasons either. I don't think he's going to therapy for the right reasons. Because he's acting, one thing he's doing is he's acting like he's this changed individual, like therapy's really helping him. But really, the therapy that I think that because when I was in therapy, she told me that there was like 3 different specific types of therapies. And I think that the therapy he's going to is the therapy where they help you understand why you do the things that you do. But I think that he's using those reasons from therapy to help manipulate more and try to manipulate the situation even more, because really those therapists, they're giving you, the reasons that may be the reasons as to why you do certain things. And the way that he was speaking, it was as if he was using it as an excuse. Like, you understand why you do this, this, and this, but you're still going to do it. You're not progressing. It's like you're just doing a therapy to kind of prove to other people that you're this changed person, or that you're changing, but really you're just using therapy as a way to make excuses for yourself, to make excuses for what you've done in the past. He was literally smiling the whole time as if he didn't, and Courtney wiped that smile right off his face because and told him that he didn't deserve Chloe, which he doesn't. Like, there's no way you sitting up here grinning, smiling at someone else's pain that you've caused and trying to excuse it for your past traumas. That's not how that works. You either, like I said, stay a product of your environment, your upbringing, or you change. There's no in between. There's none of that. And you can't stay around the people that are, if there are people influencing you or whatever the case may be, to stay where you are or to stay in a toxic cycle, you have to let them go, period. There's no keeping them in your life. There's none of that, because you're going to become you're going to continue to stay in that cycle. Even if you're not going to be able to grow, is what I'm saying. You're not going to be able to progress at all. You're just going to, because those people more than likely are not progressing and they're staying the same. Especially with my dad, he's a whole however old he is, 40-something-year-old man, and he's still acting the same way. I feel like if you're past the age of 25 and you're still acting the same, you're never gonna change. That's just my opinion. I don't know, but if our brain fully develops at the age of 25, so if after that you're still in your same ways of when you were whatever, 19, 20, however you're old, and you're still acting like that and you still haven't changed, to me, you're not ever going to change. You're just here for a good time, not a long time, and you're just gonna do whatever you do. But no, like, you just have to do what's best for yourself and understand when somebody needs to get out of your life to progress. Because I'm not gonna let nobody stop my progression. I'm not gonna let nobody get in the way of me going where I need to be. I'm not gonna stay in no toxic cycles, and neither should y'all. Like, there's none of that. Like, and you can't, as much as you love these certain people, they're going to stop you. They're going to stunt your growth if you keep them around. And even if they're like peer pressuring you to do something, you still have to take accountability if you end up doing it. But at the end of the day, if those people were never around you to begin with, they wouldn't be able to peer pressure you into doing whatever it is they're trying to get you to do, which is more than likely stay in the toxic cycle and not allow you to grow. So I just wanted to talk about that, and for y'all to understand that if a man, a woman, whoever, I just noticed that it's mostly with men, they'd like to play this game of confusion, but like, again, which is called weaponized incompetence, that they like to play and act like they don't know what's happening, they don't know what's going on, they don't know what you're speaking of. They know exactly what you're speaking of. A lot of men, they like to pretend like they're dumb, like they're stupid, like they don't know nothing, but they really know a lot. That's why they're able to try to manipulate you. They're gaslighting you. You have to be somewhat intelligent in order to do these things, especially if you're actually getting over on people by manipulation or gaslighting, weaponized incompetence, whatever the case may be, whatever tactics you're using. You have to be somewhat intelligent. So a lot of them, now some of them might not comprehend certain things, but a lot of them do know exactly what they're doing, and you just gotta leave those people where they're at. Like, that's why I'm someone who, I'm starting to be like a person of where I don't believe in second chances, because at the end of the day, you know, like I said, we're grown adults and we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. Even as teenagers, I won't say a kid, but even as teenagers, we know what we're doing. So I don't believe in second chances anymore, but I do believe in forgiveness, because, you know, in order for, how do you want forgiveness from God or forgiveness in general, but you can't forgive others? So I definitely do believe in forgiveness, but second chances, no. You don't have to keep allowing anyone in your life if they're not serving you anymore. If they're not serving you, or if it's whatever the case may be is not serving you, move on with your life and understand that this is a journey and we're all growing. And yeah, that's just like, that's that. Yeah, that's all for this video. But stay blessed,